Hey guys, so I was going to do this yesterday but didn't bother. So yesterday I watched a film called Heaven is for Real on Netflix. It's about this boy and he's singing along in the car with his dad, and then something happens and his dad gets injured, and then whilst his dad is at church, because his dad is a what's it called, like a preacher, pastor, whatever they call it. His dad is one of them in church and he's doing his thing, and he got a broken leg from what happened before. They were playing baseball, squash, whatever it is, something like that. And while he's preaching, he collapses, and they find out that he's got gallstones. Well, he's got stones and he's got, and they said that he needs to pass these like stones. It's like kidney stones, gallstones, whatever they call it. And it shows you like he's at the toilet and his friend goes in, and he's like, "How many stones have you passed?" He's like, "I've passed 7. I need to pass more." So obviously, and then the dad just gets better, and then the son falls ill, and they're like, he's getting wet. He's been like it for so many days. He's getting worse. When they find out the son's appendix has ruptured, so he has to go into hospital and he has to have surgery, to have his appendix took out and that. And he comes round and he says to his parents, he says, whilst I was having the surgery, he says, I went to heaven. And they was like, well, the doctor never said that you died. They were really confused about it. And, and it's like, yeah. And like, I saw you in one place screaming at God. And then I saw Mum somewhere else and she was on the phone asking people to pray for me. And they was like, oh, that is weird. How did he know that? So they say about it. And they say, right. And then after that, he says, when I went to heaven, he says, I saw your granddad, I saw Pop. And they show him one picture and they're like, no, they're always young when they go to heaven. So it shows him this little picture. And he goes, yeah, that's him, that's who I saw. So like, okay. So then they go to the newspapers and tell the newspapers what's happened, And the newspaper prints it, and when everyone in the church reads the newspaper, they're like, we need to get this pastor out because the whole family's losing it. The son's losing it, the son's frightening, he's gone to heaven, and he didn't die. They all think that he's going mad. And they think, and the parents still think that he's going mad. And then, so they're getting the dead heart, because they're like, we don't want a pastor who is incapable, His son's done this. So they're getting him out and he's out work and that. And then Well, I didn't see the end, but my nan told me that the little boy was talking to his mum, and he was like, I saw my sister. And they're like, you've not got a sister. He's like, I saw my sister in heaven. You had a baby. She was like, no, I didn't have a baby. Says, you had a baby that died. And it's like, in your tummy. And it brought it back. And the dad heard him say it. And when they found out the mother was pregnant and aborted, it didn't abort her, had a miscarriage, you know. And it's like, the son's like, you had a baby. You had my sister, and she died in your tummy, and you didn't name her. And then they're like, oh, because they realise, and it gets her quite upset because she'd not told him, like, you know, obviously having the memory of this miscarriage coming back, you know, obviously it would be quite an unnerving experience for anyone. But for a little boy to say it whilst he's having surgery for a ruptured appendix, you know, is weird. So yeah. So then the mum and dad found out that the son actually wasn't losing it. So yeah, guys, it's on Netflix. They call it Heaven is for Real. It's a film. It's 1 hour, about 1 hour 50 minutes, something around there. So yeah, I didn't see the end of it because the police came and did a fire check, as I think I told you before. So yeah, so that is all for now. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon for another video. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.